Hey guys, and welcome to Tesla Red EV News, episode 22. It's the 1st of December 2024. Years flying by, almost into 2025. Huge thank you to Sensei for gifting another membership. Muchly appreciated, mate. You support the channel so much, it's really, really appreciated. There's a few people already watching, great to see. Jump in the chat, introduce yourselves, say good day. We don't bite that hard. I'll make sure I remember to actually share my screen this time. And let's get into the news for the last week. It's quite a bit been happening. As always, the link there to join in on the StreamYard if you want to come on camera and chat or even just voice. More than welcome. It's pinned in the comments there. But let's get started. So BYD celebrated their 10 millionth new energy vehicle. So that includes hybrid vehicles with this black Denza Z9. That's the 10 millionth vehicle they've produced. This is a brand which was a joint venture between Mercedes and BYD, but now fully owned by BYD. So 30 years from inception of BYD to reach the 10 millionth new energy vehicle. Great to see. Hey, Carly, good to see you. Hal, good to see you as always, mate. Okay, so while BYD's hitting new goals, I hate to pick on Toyota again, but we have done this with other vehicles as well. We know that all legacy auto, we've seen it with Mercedes-Benz and BMW and all the rest of them are just dying off in China. But there's the BYD, sorry, the Toyota BZ4X sales figures for China. That's pretty shocking how badly that's going. It just can't compete against the likes of BYD and Tesla and all the other brands in China. Hey, Darren, good to see you here, mate. Thanks for jumping in the chat. So, yeah, look, this is really, really hurting a lot of those companies. China's a massive market, and we're seeing this across the board, particularly with ICE vehicles as well. But that's just not sustainable at all. Meanwhile, another study that recently got published, busting some more of the myths. So I've put the translation here. Basically, the outcome of the study was that batteries will last longer than the average diesel or petrol vehicle. So they evaluated over 7,000 vehicles and saying that even beyond 300,000 kilometres, the batteries remain statistically healthy is the way they term it. But certainly just another one of those myths that have been put to bed. I think more and more people are starting to wake up to the fact they've been lied to by mainstream media, who've been paid off by the legacy auto and the big oil. So, yeah, I think recent geopolitical events have seen a massive turn against mainstream media, and more people are starting to realise that at best they become extremely lazy and just copy pasting what they term news. But in many cases, they've really been caught pushing false agendas for whoever's willing to pay them the most money. We know that Tesla don't do advertising, and that hurts them as far as media coverage, but it hasn't seemed to have affected them. Another one we've seen here, the prices of lithium-ion batteries and the fact that they're really falling. We've talked about this before, but we can see this from Bloomberg, talking about the different technologies of batteries, different battery chemistries, and the drop off they've had. As I've sort of speculated over last weeks, we are seeing a bit of a flattening out now. So I think that the depreciation of cars and EVs will start to flatten out a little bit and just become similar to other vehicles. But again, good signs. Definitely good signs to seeing more affordable vehicles, especially as hopefully more companies start to reach profitability, and we'll hopefully continue to get as things scale and that kind of stuff. We'll see more affordable vehicles. Yeah, I agree, Hal. Some really shocking examples, and look, I've seen it said, and it's definitely very true. When you see articles in the media about subjects that you either have some expertise in because you work in that area, and you just see straight away that they're all lies. You can assume that most other stuff that you don't know about is lies as well. People seem to, recognize when something they know about's a lie, but then they swallow everything else and don't question it. But I think people are starting to wake up to that, fortunately. And hopefully, we see the rise of platforms like X, but whether mainstream media ends up reinventing itself or not remains to be seen. Hey, Tom, good to see you here, mate. It's a chance. Yeah, I think the reason that was... I'm not sure. I think, it's only been released in the States as far as I can recall. I'm not sure if China got it. But I'm thinking that was something to do with the tariffs and that kind of stuff. I'm not sure the reasoning of it. But yeah, I'm guessing because of the fact that the LFPs wouldn't have qualified, they've just thrown the NMC into the rear-wheel drive and given that extra bit of range because of the extra battery density. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's a market for it or not. All right. So the next one, I'll go to a different screen here. It's some really interesting stuff that was recently posted on X by the Tesla AI team. And it shows the kind of testing they go through for the FSD. So we'll go through a number of different videos. And what's cool is they show both the inside and the outside. So stuff on top of the vehicles there for communication, that kind of stuff, the positioning and that kind of thing. And there's your outside view. There's a whole series of these. Showing the types of things you see on the road all the time, unfortunately. And just making sure that FSD is capable of handling them all. Sure, everyone here has seen many of these on the roads quite regularly. It's good to see that they're doing everything they can to make sure that FSD will react appropriately. Excellent stuff. So I won't go through them all. They're all on X if you want to have a quick look at some point. Just the good old one for Green Hill Software. So yeah, if you're looking for those, Tesla AI released them. You'll be able to find them on X. But yeah, it was good stuff to see. Back to our screen. Just get to the comments here as well. Yeah, okay, so Europe. I thought they might have been available somewhere else, yeah. So that kind of shuts down the US tariffs as being the only reason. Yeah, it's been fantastic to see more of the comments from the Tesla team in the US. Definitely would love to see more about what's happening in Australia. We've heard the estimates that they could be coming to right-hand drive countries early next year or first or second quarter. So I'd say more towards mid next year. Everything so far has been going pretty well as far as timelines go. So we'll wait and see. But definitely would love to see more information, even on what's holding it up and exactly where we are with regulations and that kind of stuff, if that's an issue. Unfortunately, they've been very quiet on that side of things. Sensei's always got the great questions. Look, vehicles depreciate massively the second you drive them off the lot, no matter what they are, whether it's an EV or a ICE vehicle. So I guess it depends on what you want. I mean, the great thing with Tesla is that the vehicles remain relevant, years after manufacture, because of the fact that we've got these, over-the-air updates constantly evolving the vehicle. You buy a vehicle and you get new features constantly and that kind of thing. So I think that's makes a older Tesla a lot more attractive an option, especially compared to some of the legacy vehicles that they change them every year. So you're losing. People don't want to buy the 3-year-old vehicle. So I don't know. I think it's definitely a viable option. It just depends on what you want as far as whether you want the latest and greatest, particularly with the refreshes of the Model 3, Model Y. Whether you want to get those or you're happy with the current builds and happy with the second-hand one. So I think it just depends. I mean, there's some great markets out there now with our good friends there at Amazing EV. So there's definitely options out there. Yeah, I'm with you, Kylie. I love watching them. Yeah, it's definitely, especially seeing the new builds come out. I'll talk a little bit more about. Actually, I'll go to the next slide. And version 13 has come out. So it started going out to limited release customers. All the big YouTubers that do all the regular testing have got it. And I've seen some quick first impressions on it, looking very, very good. So that's going out in the US to select customers on version 2024.39.10. And yes, look, so far the results are excellent. So hopefully they'll start going more wide over the next few days. And we'll start seeing some more videos pop up. Definitely, I'm addicted to them too. So yeah, that's it. Amazing EV, Roscoe. He does have some brilliant second-hand vehicles. Can certainly recommend if you're looking at a new EV. consider the second-hand market, especially like I say with Tesla. I think they hold their relevance a lot more than other vehicles do due to their software updates. And yeah, there might be some good deals out there, especially with the new Model Y coming. Sensei, you are awesome, mate. Thanks very much for that again. I think it's hard to say. I never really go to the full range, but I think it's around 400 kilometers. I'm not sure now. Yeah, I can't tell you off the top of my head, but its range is certainly not an issue, and that's something you don't really think about it. I don't even look at the range on the display. I have it as percentage, and just try to aim to hit around the 10-20% range, so that I'm getting the best speed recharge. But yeah, look, I don't even really think about it. As I've said before, the car has got more range than people driving it, than people traveling in it generally. You want toilet breaks and all that kind of stuff before the car needs charging, and the car's always ready to go before we are as well. So by the time you have a coffee, by the time you walk in and try and order a lunch or something like that, the car's saying you're ready, it's ready to go. So it just really isn't an issue. I know with people who haven't tried EVs before, range anxiety is definitely a thing. That's why I say if you really are concerned, hire one, go on a road trip, get one through EV or something like that. And you'll very quickly find that it's just absolutely not an issue. And the whole experience is just so much better than driving a nice vehicle. You won't want to do it again in a nice vehicle, that's for sure. Hey, Slaughter, good to see you here. Yeah, look, it depends on what you need. The long range has got a lot of advantages. The one I hired before I bought my Highland 2024 Model 3 was a 21 long range. One of the last ones from Fremont. But it was, very little difference between that and the 2024. I mean, obviously you got the slight differences with the interior and the styling and that kind of stuff. Certainly between the 2021 and 2023, there's no difference. And the long range rear-wheel drive thing, it's pretty much of a muchness. I mean, I end up going with the rear-wheel drive, even though I do some fairly long road trips. I just find it's got plenty of range, but the long range is also good. Most of my driving, other than the road trips, is very short distances. That's why I sort of thought dragging around a bigger battery just isn't worth it. I generally charge once a week with my rear-wheel drive. So the kilometres I'm doing aren't that big. So that's the main reason I went with rear-wheel drive rather than long range. Long range is obviously faster. If you like that, it's got better sound, better sound system, I should say. So it's there's a lot of options out there. That's a great thing. Is there's plenty of stuff to choose from. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, look, there's definitely the prices have come down so much with EVs. That's certainly a contributing factor as battery prices drop and that kind of thing. I don't know why we would be struggling at that price, but yeah, look, all vehicles do depreciate quite a lot from new. That's always been a thing. I think they'll start leveling off and becoming, just the same as any other vehicle shortly, going by the battery prices leveling off and that kind of thing. But remains to be seen. So another bit of news there, the Cybercab is now touring Europe. So currently in Berlin, with known stops planned to be in Paris, London, Stockholm, Oslo, and Amsterdam so far. Could be very well that we have a unit headed down under to do a tour similar to the Cybertruck. So that'll be good to see. And speaking of Cybertruck, it's been spotted today, I think it was today or recently, in Bunnings on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. It's part of this new relationship that Tesla have with Bunnings, selling the charging products and Powerwalls. So there's been a number of pop-up Tesla test drive stalls at Bunnings stores, which is great to see. I think it's a really great way of getting out to a wider audience. And like I mentioned earlier, Tesla don't advertise, so these are great ways of getting the word out there and introducing the vehicles to a new audience, so they hopefully learn a bit about them and realise that these issues such as range anxiety we just talked about aren't really a factor. Yeah, look, that's another factor as well. Honestly, I wouldn't be too concerned about never going over 80% in an NMC anyway, but yeah, certainly it is a factor. You don't have to worry about it with a LFP battery. The LFP batteries are, supposed to have a slightly better lifespan, that kind of stuff as well. One of the big advantages of the long range is that it charges faster too. So there's all sorts of things to weigh up there. I don't think you can go wrong either way, to be honest, though. Unless you're really traveling off the beaten track, then definitely go long range. But if you're doing the East Coast and even out to Adelaide, you really don't have an issue with the standard range. Yeah, look, the Highland's certainly got some advantages, and that's why I chose it myself. And I think the new Model Y will be very similar, so I can certainly understand holding off for that. All right. So Shanghai Mega Factory, definitely coming along very well. I'm not sure this is actually the photo of the Mega Factory, though. I did see this was posted as the Mega Factory, but I had a look at it today, and I'm not certain that is actually it. I think they've gone from the other side of the river there. That's the actual Mega Factory, not the Mega Pack Factory. So yeah, look, these pictures may not be. I think that one might be Mega Factory, but it's definitely coming along. The production of that building and that factory is well ahead of schedule, and looking great to get those Mega Packs out. And I'm hoping they'll be doing the Powerwalls as well, so we get more of those happening and get the prices down and potentially as well. Yeah, that's definitely a one of the bits of false news, I guess, out there. Fake news, you're going to call it that. But yeah, as we saw with that study recently that I've just put in the earlier slides, it's the batteries are going to last longer than a petrol or diesel motor. So the technology is certainly advanced, but even the earlier batteries are lasting ridiculously long amounts of time. So I don't think there's any issue there at all. Okay, yeah, I wasn't certain there. And thanks, Hal. Yeah, please, if you are watching this and get any value out of it at all, please hit that like button. It doesn't cost you anything. It certainly helps the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, then really appreciate a subscribe as well. If you feel like supporting the channel, there's the Ko-fi links and that kind of stuff, but don't expect that. Definitely the like and subscribe is much appreciated. Yes, and that's the StreamYard link if anyone wants to jump on and have a chat. So these vehicles here were spotted at Fremont. Unclear what they are, but they're covered up for a reason. So they could be new Model Ys. It looks like a couple of different shapes there, though. So, there's a couple of different shapes in the middle there compared to the rest. It's more of a boxy design. So, look, there's all sorts of rumors of new vehicles coming in the new year. So we'll have to wait and see what pans out. Just another view of it. So last week we had 16,700 new Teslas insured in China. So it's showing that there's no real signs of slowing down at the moment. It's excellent to see. Like I've said in the last few weeks, it's going to be interesting to see how they go for the final end of the year figures. Whether that the new Model Y refresh slows sales down or not. But so far looking pretty good. This was spotted in France, Model 3 police vehicles. It's supposed to be very unusual in that the French police generally only go for the Peugeot or Renault as police vehicles, but obviously have chosen the Model 3. So a car carrier full of them going through France. Yeah, Kylie, you're right. It's funny the free colours in each country change. I know America, I think, is the silver at the moment. Black, I think, was originally one of the free colours in the US as well. Then went to white and now silver. But yeah, you can definitely tell there's always a lot of them. Thanks, Ed. So yeah, look, it's not something that I expect people to do, but if you're happy to help out, cup of coffee or something like that, it definitely does help keep these going. It's a lot of work and basically not monetized at the moment on YouTube, so doing it all as a hobby. And Sensei, you're awesome, mate. Thanks again. All right, so this was shared by Jim Pine on X. I've had a few of his posts before. EV Point in the UK are deploying the rebadged Tesla chargers, so version 4 Tesla charging post there. Great to see more competition in the market, and we know being the Tesla hardware, they'll be reliable. We had talked about this a while back as far as this was the deal that was done with the EG Group, who they run Ampol stations in Australia. So they did a deal with Tesla to buy a bunch of charging hardware and are installing in their own configurations. So we also know that BP signed a deal to purchase $100 million worth of chargers as well. So hopefully we'll start seeing BP chargers in a similar setup. Interesting, the price board there. I think that's good to see, especially if they have variable pricing and surge pricing, that kind of stuff. I think what will happen is as we get more and more charging stations and more competition in the market, they'll start having to have a pricing board up there to try and drive traffic to these charging stations and that kind of thing. So that'll be good to see. Another news site. This one was spotted by Dylan Noonan on Facebook. So this one is in Queensland at Bowen Hills. So it's in a car park at Bowen Hills. Looks to be 8 version 4 superchargers. Got two of the power boxes there, so that generally supports 8 chargers. You can see 4 of them there being unboxed, and that's the location. So it's a paid car park, but they have 30 minutes of free parking on weekdays, which is more than enough for a fast charge. On weekends and evenings, you get 2 hours of free parking. So again, you've got plenty of time there if you need to have a meal or something like that. But during weekdays, just 30 minutes, which is more than enough to get a fast charge and keep going. Should have to take a bit of the traffic away from the Fortitude Valley, which is always chock-a-block. So Refer and Earn has been increased to the benefits for a person using a referral link is now $1,400 to the end of the year. Obviously trying to get those inventory of Model Ys, particularly probably, out before the new year, and particularly if the rumours are true that the new Model Y will come early in January. So if you are looking to purchase any Tesla, you can use that referral code. There's one there if you don't have another one. That'll get you $1,400 discount, and does give me a benefit as well. So be aware of that. But look, any funds that do come from that sort of thing will go towards improving the channel. So appreciate it if you do use it, and it obviously gives you a decent benefit now with that increased discount of $1,400. All right, that's the end of the slides for this week. Any comments and questions on the slides or anything in general? Definitely pop them in the chat. Say hello if you haven't already. Seeing Sensei has been so generous, we'll go ahead and do a quick giveaway of some memberships. What's the chat? There we go. All right, so we're going to gift away 5 memberships. Hopefully some of the people watching will get it. There we go. Who we got? Kylie, awesome. Good to see you get one. Tom, awesome. Demetrius. I love it when they go to people who are online. That's 3. What's going on? Okay, I don't get 3 away for some reason. Congratulations, guys. Yeah, look, the FSD 13, like I've only seen some brief videos on it as first impressions from those that received it, and that was later this afternoon, so I haven't had too much time to really digest it, but all initial reports look very, very promising. The fact it's now, from car park to car park, you don't touch the wheel, don't have to touch the wheel once, is fantastic. So it'll be good to see as they refine it and as new versions come out. Like I've said previously, a lot of times with these new versions of FSD, we do see a regression with the initial releases. So, we wouldn't be surprised to see that, certain things with this first initial small release have a few little minor issues, but I'm sure they'll get ironed out, and hopefully the indications have been that this version will be the first unsupervised version, obviously pending on regulation, but it's sounding like the Texas and California might be close to getting that sort of a permission to do that. So, be very interesting. It's the first one that can actually reverse and seamlessly park and unpark as part of the FSD rather than doing it separately. So definitely keen to see it. We've also got, hey Mark, good to see you here, mate. Mark does some fantastic job sleuthing new supercharging sites. So look, I think it will go out to the US at least in the Christmas update. I don't think it'll come here yet, but one of the big things I've been watching is the release of the actual Smart Summon, which is now sort of rolling out to a number of countries. I mentioned that last week. So in the version 44 series, the initial indications seem to be that it's going to countries that have more strict regulations as far as the distance that you can smart summon. So it's probably a good sign that it hasn't come here yet. But I'm hoping it will come here. You know, that may be our Christmas present, hopefully, having the automatic parking for the newer vehicles and actual smart summon. Yeah, look, I've only seen some very brief things. Yeah, you've got different modes there as hurry mode and like a standard mode and a version of chill mode. I can't remember what the exact wording of it is. Most of the videos I've seen are in hurry mode, which, you know, it'll drive the traffic around it essentially. So usually, you know, a couple of miles over the speed limit. But it definitely tries to, you know, keep in with the other surrounding traffic rather than, you know, driving the speed limit all the time, which can be dangerous at sometimes if everyone else is doing, you know, 10 or 20 over. And definitely, especially compared to over here, the acceleration at the green lights, yeah, it's fantastic to see that it's a lot more human-like. Yeah, exactly, Wayne. Yeah, the fact that it's now full end-to-end from a car park to a car park without having to, you know, engage in different modes and that kind of thing. Yeah, that's definitely something I'll look at doing maybe in a future episode, Sensei. I have spoken to Roscoe a few times about coming on channel, and he's indicated he's keen to do it. Just a matter of matching up schedules and that kind of stuff, being available to come on. But yeah, hopefully we'll get him on to explain how the Amazing EV website is and, you know, show how it works. I don't know if my Rolls-Royce Spectre is still there. I did offer him a $1, you know, deposit on it. So yeah, I don't know if he's sold that one yet, but there's certainly some nice vehicles on there. All right. There's no more questions or comments. We'll call it a day there, and that's definitely something I'll look at, Sensei. I'll see if I can get hold of Roscoe again and see if he's keen to or able to come on at some point. But yeah, look, we'll call that a day for now, and hopefully be back next week with a whole heap of new news and hopefully some positive news about some new versions for Australia, and hopefully we'll start seeing the actual Smart Summon rolling out. Thanks for everyone who joined in the chat. It's great to see. I really appreciate it. It really makes the live stream a lot better when you contribute to the chat. Thanks for those that are watching, but you know, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. Really, really helps. And thanks again for Sensei being so generous with those memberships. Really, really appreciate it. One of the things I'll look at doing potentially is promoting some of your Tesla referral links and that kind of stuff for members. So yeah, look at hopefully as the channel grows, have some more membership perks and benefits, and go from there. All right, guys. Thanks again. Really appreciate the feedback, and chat again soon.